nervous system, light up the energy. You should feel the electricity shape you. Something that
Our setup. This really cute Airbnb.
Just making breakfast over here.
Yeah, no.
So we're gonna have oatmeal.
It's great. Being with Stephanie means staying vegan and healthy.
Getting the sugar out of the house.
You're human.
Yummy oatmeal.
All that you said you weren't going to do or haven't done something is not a regular day. There's no end to the day. You just keep going.
Okay, so we want to share what we learned yesterday on day 2. Yeah, we learned about the primary question. We all have a question that we ask subconsciously. It makes us focus on something. It's usually negative. It usually comes from a place that we didn't choose. For example, your question could be like, why does this always happen to me? Why am I so fat? How can I be safe?
Yeah.
How do I make it better? And these questions presuppose that you're not safe, that you are fat, that things are wrong. And so we chose a new empowering question that met more of our needs. And this one exercise totally, when I did this last year, totally changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to share like what?
Yeah, so last year mine was, how can I be good enough? I never felt good enough. I grew up and I kind of felt neglected, and you know, my dad never said I loved you, and I just focused all my energy on like, how can I be good enough? How can I get love from people or attention? And so it presupposes that I'm no good or that I'm unworthy. And it's a sad, painful place to live in. And I didn't realize, I didn't realize like that was a huge source of pain. And so my new question that I focused on was, how can I even more appreciate the love and beauty inside myself and the world around me right now? And that question just feels so good to say and to think about, and like to appreciate, you know, all my gifts, and anywhere that I happen to be in the world, I can always appreciate something because I'm alive.
Very true.
So yeah, what was yours?
So my primary question is, does this make me happy? And I don't think on the surface it seemed like such a negative thing, because it's kind of searching for happiness, but almost presupposes that I maybe like right now I'm not happy or something because I'm searching for this happiness, like constant happiness. And at the same time, there could be a downside because you're always valuing your happiness over everything else, which means like I was putting my happiness of eating, doing things that were very comfortable but not necessarily great for my health, right? Like sitting on the sofa, eating too much till I was overweight, not working out because working out doesn't make me happy. So all these things now translates to a new question, which is like, how can I appreciate and celebrate more of the love, blessings, and guidance that's always been in my life? So this was one of the things I came up with. It's not necessarily perfect, but I do think it brings a lot more positivity overall holistically compared to my old question, while still just knowing that I don't have to keep constantly search for happiness because the guidance, love, and blessings have always been there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it meets more of your needs to focus on like growth.
Yes.
And happy, you know, searching for happiness is always great, but then when you add growth into that, you're like,
it's a different level.
You're becoming more, you can give more.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else did we learn?
We also learned to meditate like crazy.
Oh, we did a beautiful meditation, and Christina actually had a crazy experience.
Yeah, like it was pretty crazy. I had never experienced any kind of strong emotion when I meditate previously. You know, they would do like 1-minute meditations during yoga, and during that time I just felt like, okay, like calm and peaceful. Or this one, it was probably at least like 15-20 minutes.
I feel like it was like 40.
Oh, maybe it was 40. It was a long time.
It was a long one.
Yeah.
We like
but the actual like part where you're just sitting there, like
but the beginning where you're aware of your chakras, and
yeah,
we did
like breathing
chant,
exercise,
like the little mantras, and they played like a gong, and like
the vibrations,
each chakra a color, and like then he had us like think about all these things we were grateful for, and like picture different parts of our body, picture different people, forgive them, ask for forgiveness. Yeah, he really took us on a journry.
Yeah, it was not a 5-minute thing.
No, yeah, I almost feel like it could have been an hour.
Yeah.
But during that time, lots of people like saw really painful moments, and then it also like integrated into how, yeah, the beauty came out from that later. Like it's almost like when something bad happens, we judge too soon and we don't see how it's going to unfold for our greater good. But during this meditation, lots of people like saw really painful moments connect to beautiful moments. And like, for me, it just made me think like, this life is perfect. Everything is happening for a reason. That's something I never say, but it just made me feel like everything is perfect. There's nothing good or bad. And everything is as it should be. So yeah, but yeah, continue with your experience.
Oh, yeah, so it was funny because it was halfway through the day. It was more than halfway through the day. 12 hours and I was hella tired. She had shut all the lights, closed the blinds, so it was very dark. And I have this thing where when I sit in the dark with video or sound on, I'm just like it's time for bed.
Which is good because that means you're easily suggestible. Like she would be a good hypnotherapy
I didn't even
client.
know.
Yeah. If you fall asleep that easy, then your brain waves go from like beta, which is like where we are here, to delta, which is like when you're asleep. So
yeah, it's interesting that I didn't know that. But so I was in this head nodding off. So I didn't think I was really fully into the meditation because I would go in and out. I would think like, oh shit, like I'm falling asleep. But then like as soon as he actually had us put our palms down and then just keep our eyes closed and start to think of all these things, like the weirdest things started happening because my palm like started to kind of tingle and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, there's some kind of sensation, but I didn't think too much. And then my first image that popped up was an image of my dad when he was young holding me as a baby and my mom next to him. And then like it was just like something I've never thought of. And then like all these people that were in my past, like, you know, teachers, like people that came into my life that took care of me, and like just friends and all these people that had assisted me in this journey of life just came. And it was just crazy because I was like, even the first image like just made me start crying. And it was like non-stop for the whole time, and it just got crazier and crazier. And at the same time I just felt like someone was holding my head, like there was this pressure, like, you know, like, oh, like it's just holding you. And then like kind of my head would like move, like, which I had heard of kind of before, but I didn't realize like that was an actual thing. But apparently it's like because like the vibration of your brain is like moving, and then it just kind of like made me like kind of sway, but because I felt that kind of like pressure on my head as well. And the craziest thing was about a minute in, like my face started to have like this electricity feeling like coming down from my head, and I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Heck is this?
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I was falling asleep. I didn't think I was gonna feel anything, and here I was like getting in this like crazy like physiology like reaction, and all these like crazy memories that I had not thought of for at least 15-20 years maybe. Like, you know, it's just insane to me that happened. And like other people had all these feelings as well. I mean, some people definitely said they had all these old memories and stuff. Like for you, what was it like?
I just thought of, I mean, he guides us through this, but it was like the stacking of grateful moments. And I had many things to be grateful for, like looking at the sunset in San Francisco the other day, to running in the grocery store to buy one lime and the guy just gave it to me. Like so dumb, but like I was grateful. And or like, you know, watching my mom walk on stage and graduate at like, you know, 48 years old. Aww. It just was so beautiful, you know, or like just the relationship between Jared and I, how much it's grown, like that's so beautiful. Or like just all these little things added together. It just, I feel like the science part of this meditation is to like feel the gratitude, and when your brain and your heart are in coherence, that is the place where you can like create and you can heal and you're bigger than yourself. You're connected to something greater. And what's crazy is like, I never believed in God or like something greater than myself before these programs. It wasn't until like March 2019 when I did my first UPW, I realized like my view of the world was so rigid. Everything was so black and white. I felt like we're not important. I felt like when we die, nothing happens. Like there's no afterlife, there's no God. Like we're not that special. We're just like taking up the earth and polluting it. And like, it was so negative and so harsh. And like,
Aww.
there was nothing like beautiful about the way I thought. And I just thought like everything is about hard work and like, whatever. If you want something, you have to work for it. And now I believe like, I just believe so much more. And it's a much more beautiful mind to live in. And yeah, Tony just kind of opened up my heart to even start learning about other things because I was so closed off.
Very spiritually.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean like you have to have a specific religion that you believe in, but just like believing in more than just
and that's
yourself.
the problem. I had so many negative views about religion and spirituality. I didn't have any meaning towards that. It meant nothing to me. But yeah, these meditations, they take you somewhere else, somewhere greater than yourself. And they allow you to kind of tap into what you want, into what you want to heal, or into greater potential. So this is much more than just changing your habits and like your language and your brain. It's like, it changes everything. And this is only day 2.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, cause I grew up with a Christian like school background, and it's like, you know, I'm used to praying, but like I'm not a very religious person, I would say. Like I'm not the person that goes to church every Sunday, or if even like, you know, but I do believe that there's a God and God is love, and that's kind of like the mantra I hold my life with. But like meditation was something that nobody really around me did, and I just kind of associated it with maybe like Buddhism or whatever, and I just like didn't think much about it. But I really do think it's something that everyone should explore because it allows you to really tune into who you are and like reevaluate all the things that you really believe in, your values and stuff like that, that you have been limiting yourself with a lot of times, like because we aren't really introspective all day long. Most of the time we are reactive towards the world.
Or most of the time we're unconscious,
Yeah.
just living our normal habits and our normal programs. We're not actually like doing anything new or profound. It's just like,
we're not
old
taking
patterns.
the time to do that because it's just, you're going through the motions of the day. Like, yeah, of course you're thinking intelligently, but not necessarily connecting with the heart and everything else like that, you know, surrounds us.
I think that's a really good recap for day 2. Okay, hear from us more later.
Bye.